Hi, everybody. Robin here at Toadstool Tarot. Welcome to Wonderful Weather Day, I think. Well, here in New York, anyway. I don't know. There's a passing cloud at the moment, but it's supposed to be sunny and a high of 79 today, which is very different from what we've been having. It's been way too hot here. And I may rush through today because we have an oracle, and the oracle is fewer cards than a tarot, so it shouldn't take as long. And also, I have another concert to go to. There's another jazz concert by friends of mine in the garden at Avenue B and 6th Street. And so I'm excited about that. I'm actually meeting my old yarn crafting group at the diner. Right after this, I'm racing over there and then taking a cab across town to the garden for the concert. And then going back to dance to the, Romy and Michelle's afternoon tea dance at Club Cumming. It's kind of new regular routine, but I don't know if it'll stay because the garden concerts were only these 2 weeks. So we'll see next week whether I go over to the East Village or not. But anyway, so let's see. What do we got today? We have Soul Visions. Hello. Oh, I have a question. Do you sell your hats? I need one. Please let me know if it's possible to get a hat from you. Well, sort of. I used to, and I don't so much. I don't actively do it anymore. I might. If you have Facebook and you go to my Facebook photos page, and then in albums, and then within albums, there's something called accessories, not accessories, accessories. It's all the stuff that I created, crochet, and there's a lot of hats there. And there's a whole instruction there about what to do, like find the hat you want, message me, and how much it costs to ship and so forth. I prefer not to ship outside of the country because it's just paperwork and extra money and packaging and the whole bit. I don't even like to go to the post office, to tell you the truth. But if I can get one of those, prepaid kind of $10 shipping boxes and shove it in there and write an address on it, I can do it. And I get pay through PayPal. That's the easiest for me. So if you want to pursue that, you can do that and message me, and we'll haggle it out over the messaging. Now, not all, I haven't updated that page, so not all of those are still available, but we'll work it out. Let's see. Hello, Maryland's Tarot Take. Welcome. Making a Lavazza decaf for this event. Soul Visions. Got my coffee ready. Maryland's Tarot. Simon. Hello, Simon. Hermit's Cave. Stay tuned and watch Simon's channel after this. Again, I will miss it and have to watch back later, but let's see. Interested to hear your thoughts on this. Will, good morning, Maryland Souls. Hi, Will. Let's see. Rolf Matson. Hello, Rolf. Chris, hello. Elemental Cardamancy. I hope you're feeling better, Chris. I think you were ill the other day with cold. Started off cool today, but blazing sunshine now. Donna Riedler. Hello, Donna. Jazz concert with jazz hands. Yeah. Living your best life. I feel like I'm living my best life this year. I don't know why, but it seems to be happening. Sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah. I will look. Okay. I like the green one you've been working on. I'm in the US. Okay. That's good. Saskia. Hello, Saskia. Hello, Tarot Ignited. I don't know if I've seen you before. Welcome. And Soul Visions, did I say hello already? Okay, we're caught up. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a heads up. I don't buy decks very often. I bought 2 decks. Well, I'm showing you a deck today, but I bought 2 decks for the next 2 weeks that kind of like titillated something in me when I saw them. and I'm going to walk through them each week. So I have some new content deck-wise. Now, I don't know how all you're going to feel about these. I hadn't seen them before. I don't know if Simon's covered them or not. I tried to look on his channel, but he's got so many on there, and I don't know how far back to look. These were both really economical decks on Amazon. One was 16 and the other was 14. You can't get decks these days pretty much for under 20, more like under 28. So one of them is called the Wonderland Tarot. Now, I'm only showing you these because if these are something you want to check out through other walkthroughs and purchase, you might get them in time to like share with me in the chat next week when I go through the cards and give your informed opinions on certain cards and ideas about the deck. This is the Wonderland Tarot. I won't tell you any more than that. You can see the cover. It's really easy to remember. And if you look on, there's more than one Wonderland Tarot, but there's the only one with this cover. That's for next week. The week after is this fabulous deck. I love this. I recommend this. And this was even cheaper. This is like $14. This is the Y Spell Starlight Tarot deck, blue edition. And this is absolutely gorgeous. If you love your Rider-Waite Smith system, you will love this. And if you like Art Nouveau. So it's kind of very much in the vein of the, what was it called? The golden Art Nouveau or something like that. It's, yeah. And the color palette's great. There's also a gold edition, and I think it only has like 2 colors to it. This one's got a limited palette, but really nice. It's got these bright reds and oranges against purples and blues, and a very night kind of framed imagery. Anyway, that's that. So I need to get rolling. That's for the next 2 weeks. So you can, if you have homework, you want to seek these. I'm not saying run out and buy them. Definitely look at a walkthrough first. But if you are interested and you like them, you can get them in time, and you'll have more to share, or more informed opinions next week when we go through those. So I backed to Y Spell Kickstarter, and I think I added that onto my order. Just bought an old out of print one off of eBay. Obsessing over pip decks recently. Okay, so so interesting and cool when decks grab you, and sometimes I don't know why. It doesn't happen often. Doesn't happen to me often. Homework. I've just broken up for 2 weeks. Don't swear at me. Me too. Seem to want to get more Marseille decks. More, please. More. Okay. So here we are. Simon showed this a couple weeks ago, and I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it. I do have the Mind's Eye Tarot, sorry. Mind's Eye Tarot by Olivia Rose. And if any of you are interested, check Gerald's channel, Tarot Stash, because he and Jamie, Wandering Mountain Bardic Path, I think, did interviews with Olivia Rose on the channel. I think they did 2. I think they did one for this and another for the Oracle. So if you want to hear Olivia Rose's opinion about the creation of her decks, go check those interviews out. So this was the first one, and I remember right when I got it, I did a kind of a walkthrough and a review, and I didn't trash it exactly, but I did note that it seemed female centric, and I couldn't find any males in there, and I said I kind of like it more balanced. And she she reacted right away in the chat and said there are males in there, but they didn't look that masculine to me, and everybody in the deck is very androgynous or non-binary. So it still feels female centric to me. Even if there are males, you can't tell if they're males or not. But it is one of the most beautiful quality mass market decks that I know of. It's got linen stock. Let me just show you a card. Beautiful, beautiful guidebook, nice thick guidebook. And she has a very definitive style. And I like her style and her palette. These are sort of fey-like and sort of framed at night, which is very interesting. But the colors are sort of pastel and beautiful hues that sort of like makes me think of lightning bugs in a way that kind of light up the night. You know, this sort of dazzling after dark fey energy. But also, I think she's very fashion oriented. Says a lot of her things looked to me more like, almost like fashion illustrations. You know, I wouldn't ordinarily like lean into the tarot sphere with this. It feels very fashion like. So anyway, when Simon showed the other one, the Mind's Eye Tarot, the Mermaids Purse Oracle, I wasn't sure if I wanted or needed another one. And I looked at it, and the thing I like about her work, despite how you feel about it in relation to the tarot, is it's beautiful artwork, really fine line. I'm not sure what she uses. I think maybe pens and markers, but really fine line or colored pencil. I'm not sure. But there's a lot of detail there and a lot of subtlety. So anyway, when I saw the new one, I thought, gee, I'm not sure. I think I might like these even better than the tarot in terms of the illustrations. I thought, gee, I don't know how she could improve on the artwork from the tarot, but I think maybe she did. But I don't know. You let me know what you think. So this is the Mermaids Purse Oracle. And I looked it up. I thought this is familiar. See that sort of orange shaped thing? That's a mermaid's purse. It's an actual thing. And those are egg casings that house like baby sharks and rays of various type from sea life. So you see them washed up on the beach sometime. And they're very interesting and bizarre looking things. And I'm not sure why she called this the Mermaid's Purse, but it's a fascinating little thing. The box, this is an independently produced thing created by Olivia Rose, designed in the UK, printed in China. There's no publishing information on it because it's self-published and released, which makes it a little trickier to get. I don't think it's on Amazon. You have to go through her website or a couple websites. I can't remember where I got it, but it wasn't, exactly cheap, but it wasn't that expensive either for an indie deck. It's a nice 2-part box with a little thumb index here to get the lid off, which is a little bit snug. Again, a beautiful book, although this one's not so thick. And this one's got a little glossy cover. Very pretty. Very pretty. And it does have little color kind of thumbnails inside. Each of the cards is sort of framed in a circle, which is different from the cards themselves, which are not circles. And the cardstock is nice. It's kind of what do you call it? Like rose petal, I guess. Sometimes rose petal feels kind of rubbery and powdery. This feels a little nicer, kind of velvety. And it's not super slippery, but it does glide pretty well. It doesn't really stick. There's no edging on it. I don't remember how many cards are in here. I think it might be like 40 something thereabouts. So might as well start here. Now, these are the backs of the cards. You would say, oh, reversible, except, I don't know, do you do reversals in oracles? And it's not reversible. If you look at the eye in the middle, that's not reversible. But otherwise, it's generically kind of reversible. The card size compared to tarot, standard tarot, as usual, I never understand why oracles are bigger. I do have a couple oracles that are bridge size, regular tarot size, smaller, but I don't get why. Who dictated that oracles have to be so big? I don't know. I don't get it. But it's all right. They're handleable, manageable, and the cardstock is pretty decent. I mean, it's sort of stiff but flexible. And I actually don't mind the feel of these. Like I said, sometimes rose petal feels like powdery and rubbery to me. I don't like the feel of it. These actually feel really nice. Now, lots of times we look at tarot or oracles as like art galleries in a box. And that's kind of what this is for me. I'm not sure yet how I feel still about oracles. I have some trouble with it. But Soul Vision says rose petals hard to handle. Actually, this particular one isn't. And I think the overhand shuffling will be good. They seem to slip and glide pretty well. I don't do riffle shuffling, but it's probably fine. Now these have frames around them, artistic frames on each one. And this does make me feel like a gallery in a box. And it almost feels more like an art deck than an oracle deck. And I'm not sure how workable or how well these titles are on these cards. I do like that she chose one-word titles on each card. And they are words that are suggestive. I don't know if they always hint at something that could be read easily as an oracle. You'll let me know as we go through. They're alphabetical. They are not numbered, I don't believe, no. And, well, let's just go. So the first one is abundance. And you can see like the incredible detail in the line work and the washes that she uses. And these are undersea figures. Not necessarily mermaids, but, you know, some kind of undersea race or fantastic group of people. And I haven't read in the guidebook whether she talks about her inspiration for doing underwater stuff, but let's see who's here. Oh, hi, Jane and Kristen. And anybody else that came in a little later? No. Okay, so that's the first card, abundance. And we're going to test these out. If I get through in time, I'll do a little bit of a shuffle and I'll try to do an oracle reading with them. We'll see if it works for me. Acceptance. And even here, you can see that kind of nod in the direction of fashion that she does. Like all the creatures or characters in her decks look like models in a way. Arrival. And some of the images, like when I see the word, I don't necessarily connect the image with the word. Ascension, this one kind of works. You see how they have these sort of like illustrated frames around all the pictures? Sorry if this is not sharp. I'm hoping that the camera will pick up the details. But I love the color palette. Oh, Marilyn does too. This one is Awaken. I love the stripes on the face here. It's sort of like, is it clownfish? Or there's some fish that have that kind of striping on their faces. Begin. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot of these are just kind of posing, sitting figures, and they're beautiful. And if I were in a gallery and I saw these in frames on a wall, it would be an exquisite show. And it's nice that you can have it in a box and take it with you and have your own show in your pocket or your book. I'm just not sure. Sometimes I wonder whether these are better collected as art card decks than usable decks. Here we have Believe, and I'm sort of, my lighting's not good here, but the font is pretty readable. It's a little bit small. It's sort of unobtrusive, but it's, I mean, it's a little bit like the plaques at the bottom of oil paintings on the museum or gallery walls. Hi, Golden. We have Blissful. This may not be all of your cup of tea, but I do think the artwork is pretty. And I think I bought them at a time where I thought these would just be nice to have, you know, kind of like the Nicoletta Ciccoli deck that I have trouble using, but I love the artwork. It's just nice to have it in your collection. Simon hasn't used his yet. Well, you've got so many decks coming and it's hard to make time for them all. What's this one? Bloom. Change. I almost didn't want to show this today because I'm sort of more excited by the two new decks that I'll be showing the next 2 weeks that I kind of wanted to trade out and go through them. But I'm doing them in sequence of how I bought them. Not for me, but the artwork is beautiful. If it were a gallery show, yes. But as an oracle, not so much for me, says Will. Her artwork certainly is lovely. Beautiful colors, too. Clarity. And this is kind of a Four of Swords energy for me versus something one might call clarity. Closed. Comfort. I love this combination of orange and kind of salmon colors with this turquoise. These are like shades of, you know, warm and cool colors that I really like. And they don't have sort of cold undersea colors to them. They, did I say comfort? They're comforting colors. Communication. Where's the face? Oh, there we go. Oh, interesting hand. Creation. This is the one on the cover of the box. That's the Mermaid's Purse. The egg casing. Dream. It's funny. I think I reacted to this kind of the same way I did the Nicoletta Ciccoli. I didn't buy the Oracle for ages, and then I finally did, and I've never used it. I just kind of like to thumb through it to look at the artwork. Was this deck on the last spotlight at the Hermit's Cave? I'm not I don't think so. I think Simon got it a while ago and showed it and the tarot together. Energy. I don't know. Also, if you're reading this as an oracle, how do you feel about that undersea energy or vibe? It's like maybe you don't always want that in an oracle. Maybe it's a very specialized approach you need to feel or take when using this particular oracle. Flow, fragment, frequency, nice purple, honesty. Sorry if I'm rushing a little bit. I kind of want to get through this to try it as an oracle, and then I'm out of here to enjoy the day. So what's this one? This is illuminate. And I kind of wonder how long she sat and chose these words, and are the words randomly assigned, or how much? I suspect she didn't have a list of words and then create images to go with them. I have a feeling she probably did the images first and then found the words, or just randomly assigned words to her art. In some cases, they do work intuitively, and others not as much. Journey. Message, the only one that doesn't have a figure in it. We got a message in a bottle. A lot of detail in here. Beautiful, beautiful. You can almost feel the textures in her figures, like all the little spikes and sort of like that flowing underwater energy, like if you were to grab a fish by a fin and kind of feel that flexibility. It has that sort of, and a lot of them also have that sort of glow of like jellyfish, matter. Open. By the way, do you know, we get these things in the email every once in a while, these little curiosities. It's like, do you know what animal can entirely evaporate? I think that was the way the question was worded. Which animal on the planet may evaporate completely? I thought, that's weird. What animal can just like evaporate? I didn't know there was one. It's bye, Simon. It's a jellyfish can evaporate. All the moisture in it can go out of it if it's like left to dry out on land. I have both, but they're not doing anything for me. They are in the limbo box. Yeah, I don't know whether Golden's loving this. I don't know whether I am going to keep these or not. They're fine for now, but they're sort of in limbo on my shelves past. They're beautiful to look at, and they may end up going with art books on a shelf as opposed to with my tarot or oracle collection. Pause. Protected. Kristen has to go. The cats ate her headphones. Release. This reminds me of that movie. That is it. The Color of Water. You know the one I mean? With the undersea creature. Restore. It's fun. It's a fabulous movie. I think was it Guillermo del Toro, I believe. Restore. Restricted. Oh, here's another one with no figure. Sacred. It's got a trident in it. Self-expression. You can see how many of these cards are by the titles being alphabetical. We're getting near the end of the alphabet. Another non-figure, jellyfish. Sensitivity. This also kind of goes with the, what's that other deck I bought recently that doesn't really, kind of doesn't work so much? Oh, the Voynich Tarot, which just has bizarre, like, plant illustrations. You can look back a couple weeks when I walk through that one. Serendipity. Spark. This may not be your thing. And I haven't seen any male characters in this deck either. They all seem very, very precise, fastidious. Female kind of makes me think of like late 1800s, that Edwardian style, refinery. What do we got here? Thoughtful. Triumphant. Ooh, another thing this kind of reminds me of is the movie The Abyss. If you've never seen that, that's a fun underwater alien life kind of movie. Unity. There's the eyes. She uses eyes a lot as a focal point in the tarot deck. And the last card, Wisdom. So there you have it. That is the Mermaids Purse Oracle. Now I'm going to shuffle these and try to do a little reading. Love the Unity. Best in my top 10. Book does not say much out of the ordinary. The images to me have no fluidity or much movement. To me, they all look extremely similar. Yeah, okay. Curious to know what the book is like, but I come in late. Not feeling well today, so watching you is a welcoming relaxation. Thanks. The Shape of Water. Is that the one I said? What did I say? The Color of Water? Wonderful movie. Okay. So I'm going to shuffle. Going to do an oracle reading. It may not be shuffled enough. Can I do a riffle shuffle? I doubt it. Let me try. Sort of. Not very good at it. I don't usually like to do it because I feel like it damages the cards, but Let's see if this did anything. All right. Reading for the day, Oracle. When you do Oracle readings, do you just pull one card or do you do a spread of sorts? I tend to do like 3-card spreads, so maybe it will give me a different context if I pull 3 cards. Oh, by the way, if you didn't notice my t-shirt, this is from the Diva album series of jazz records, focusing on Astor Gilberto, which I love Astor Gilberto, and I've been buying a lot of album cover t-shirts lately from a site called Album Cover T-Shirts. And there's a lot of fun stuff there, and I like wearing them out to clubs, and it's perfect for this garden concert today, although I suspect this is supposed to be jazz with a Latin flavor today. I have a feeling it's going to be more salsa than, say, samba or bossa nova, which would be my preference. I'm not a big salsa fan, but it'll be fun. And I'm probably going to request an Astrid tune when I go to Club Cumming to the Romy and Michelle party. Hey, M.A. Personally, I've never done a spread, one for each clarification. Yeah, I pull one card. Also, the images to me have no... okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how people use... I kind of don't like the idea of using Oracle only for clarity. That kind of makes it a second-class citizen to tarot, don't you think? I mean, if tarot's the primary and Oracle's the clarifier, why aren't you getting what you need out of the tarot? Or why isn't Oracle enough? I don't know. It's just my headspace, I guess. All right, so let's see what we got here. Fragment. Now I do 3-card spreads, so I'm doing that, and the central energy is fragment. How do I read fragment in an oracle here? I think maybe for me, fragment is this sense of my approach to this deck, that it feels disconnected, or this maybe is not a consistency that holds it together. I don't know. Second card is thoughtful. Okay. Maybe give the fragment notion of the deck a more thoughtful consideration. And the third one is restore. So we got thoughtful, fragment, restore. Sorry, it's kind of hard to hold all 3 cards up for you. Let's see if I can. And gee, I don't know. Maybe well, as I said, my notions about oracle decks, and about this one in particular, feel fragmented. Thoughtful is taking the time to consider how you feel about it. Restore may be having to do with restore the ideas I have about structures in decks. Or maybe there's something about oracles that can restore feelings that are left wanting when using tarot, or maybe when you're not even using tarot, you just pull an oracle deck and it's like you need to restore something in your being that's not really adding up or making sense. You use a deck like this. But in terms of restore being with these other 2 cards, thoughtful and fragment, it feels like they're wanting to pull together and be not fragmented. By being thoughtful and approaching restoration, maybe there's that sort of like blending, combining quality in readings or in pulling from energies around us to unfragment our lives and restore some sense of order or central being or groundedness. I don't know. See, I don't know how to read oracle cards, but I restore myself with sleep, says Jane. Fragmented can describe something that's broken into pieces or disjointed, where the parts don't quite fit together seamlessly. Sometimes if I don't have a question for tarot, I pull the oracle first, then base the reading on it when I pull tarot cards. It's only a compliment. It only complements a tarot reading. Complementary. Never done a spread, one for each clarification I need. So, yeah, that's it. That's it for today. I'm out of here early. It's 1:41. I have to run and meet some friends from my yarn crafting group for lunch. Haven't seen them in ages. We used to meet at the Lion Brand yarn store, which went out of business. They still are in business, but they don't have a shop in town anymore. They have a warehouse, I think, out in New Jersey somewhere. And you can still order stuff online, I believe. I think they're still in business. But these are guys I used to go crochet and knit with. And periodically we meet once every few months and we will have lunch together. Then we'll go to a park and crochet. And I don't know if I can get them to move out of the neighborhood where we're having lunch at the diner, but I'm going to try to tempt them to hop into a cab with me right after lunch and zoom across town to the garden. Beautiful, beautiful garden for a free concert. And we can all sit around the garden, you know, furniture, picnic tables and whatnot, and knit and crochet and just chill and listen to the music and enjoy the garden. It's going to be a beautiful day. I'm very excited about it. So anyway, I'm going to let you go so you can let me go. And I'm going to go have something to eat, some lunch, and then trek across town. Everybody have a great weekend. And do your homework if you feel like it. And next week, we are going to look at the Wonderland Tarot. So very curious as to what you think. I think this one I'm going to be very critical about. I love the art, but again, does it work as tarot? Well, we'll see. So I'm going to go, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks for joining me. I always love and appreciate that you guys are here to spend a little time with me each and every Saturday, early in the afternoon or whatever time it might be where you are. And I'm still looking for guests that might want to join me on a Saturday on my channel. If anybody's interested, you know, leave a note in the comments and I will try to get together with you and work something out. So long, till next time. Bye.